Today we're playing with a new bit of tech. Good morning and welcome to the channel. Now this is going to be a bit of a techie video. I'm putting a new unit on my bike, on the Cross Tourer here. Now if you watched the channel before, you know that I already ran a smart screen. It was connected to my handlebars there. That's now gone. It's on Louise's bike here, you can see. So we've fitted to her CB500F in preparation for all our touring. Now, this brings me to this unit. The reason I wanted to change my unit is because I wanted it mounted differently on a bike. I've now got this bracket up here. As you can see, that's a homemade bracket. I made that the other day, a really solid, firm bracket, which I can mount the new screen on. So I've got more of a heads-up display rather than having to look down. So I contacted Carpride for some information on this, the 702 Plus unit, and they've kindly offered to sponsor the channel and send me this unit to review and keep for the bike. That's amazing, and I want to thank Carpride so much. So to thank them for sending me this unit, I am going to do this review for them and for you guys to see exactly what it's like. And there will be a link in the description below where they've given me a discount code where you can go over, and if you like this unit, you can go over and get yourself a pretty decent discount. Anyway, what we're going to do, get it unboxed, see what's in the box, put it on the bike, put it on my new homemade bracket and see what it looks like. And once we've installed it on the bike, we'll go for a brief installation on the bike. We'll take it out on the road and just see how it fares on an on-the-road test. A quick disclaimer, having this YouTube channel, we are lucky to get offered a lot of products. We get offered a lot of sponsorship. However, a lot of it we turn down because it's not channel related. Some of it we accept and it doesn't make it past the editing. I'm just not happy with the product and I'm not willing to sell myself out on something that I wouldn't recommend to you guys. So if this video has made it as far as me posting it on YouTube, you know that I'm happy moving forwards with this product and moving forwards with the review. So let's have a look what you got in the box. Feels like a nice sturdy box. Feels like it's all nicely packaged. Obviously it's a 702 Plus unit, and really importantly for me, it's the 7-inch screen. I needed something a bit bigger because I'm using it as a big heads-up display so I can do all navigation and stuff like that. Got your Android 14, CarPlay, Android Auto, which I'll be using because I don't have an iPhone, all your Bluetooth connectivity, and of course, most importantly, because it stays on the bike all the time, it is waterproof. So let's open the box and have a look what you've got inside. Now I have already opened this because I've got the bracket on the bike already because I had to set that up when I did my homemade bracket. But in the box itself, again, really nicely packaged with all this foam around it. The screen is very well protected. You can see that's a lovely big heads-up display. It's got this little guard on the top, little sun peak, which will come in quite handy, I'm sure. But that is a lovely looking unit and that's nice and big, so I'll be able to see that without struggling. I don't know about anyone else, but on a vanity side of things, it's really important when you're putting stuff on your bike. It does look good. If it looks naff, it's going to make your bike look naff. And I think that looks absolutely fantastic. So we've got control there, that goes up on your handlebars there. You've got home button, phone button. And that's really just so you don't have to touch the screen. This could be next to your thumb, so it's just a little bit easier to control rather than having to lean across. So that's a really good bit of kit, and that will make more sense when we wire that in. Got the main bracket here, which holds the screen to the main bracket you've just seen on the bike. Again, made out of metal, really good quality. That's sometimes plastic, and if you tighten them up too much, they can bend. So having that made out of metal is really, really good. I like that. Another fantastic feature of this kit is the front and rear cameras. Now, these can be invaluable for insurance purposes. If something happens to you or something happens to someone in front of you or behind you, because there's a front and a rear camera, you can prove that by downloading it onto your phone or taking off the SD card, and you've got the evidence that you need on these. So fantastic. I really like the idea of having front and rear cameras. Got the main power supply there, and again, just nice and simple. Connection to the screen up front. You have to run all that down the bike. Positive, you got your negative, and then you got your switch live here. So that's just going to go onto a terminal on the bike if you're lucky enough to have one, and that will control the unit when the ignition's on. If you don't have a plug-in slot on your bike, i.e. a switch live, you're going to have to find one or get someone to wire you one in, but we'll explain that when we put this on the bike. Bottom of the box there, you just got a couple of tools there, and you've got some rubbers there, and I assume that's just so that you can use on the control switch. If you're going to use them on a smaller bar, that just gives you the option to downsize. And lastly in the box, there is the instructions. So we'll have a look through that for the fitting guide, and we'll use that for the installation guide. But to be fair, fitting these units is so straightforward. I'm just going to use the instructions for the display and navigating my way around to that. So that's it, that's all that's in the box. So that's really good. Let's get it over on the bike, see how it fits, and get it all mounted on. Right, first thing we want to do is just pop the seat off so we've got access to the battery underneath. Let's get that off there. So the screen needs to go on the bike. It couldn't get any more straightforward. Got the bracket there, it is spring loaded. So all I've got to do is take this bracket here, run it up to the ball on the bracket, like so. And then the ball on the back of the unit clips into that side. And that's it. There you go, that's exactly where I want my screen. I'm quite tall, so I sit on the bike quite high up. I can still see all my original clocks down there, no problem. And I've still got space on my bars, should I want to put my phone on there for any reason. But this being an Android Connect and a screen share, my phone will be living in the back box all the time. Nice and safe, nice and tucked up out of the way. I've got no risk of it ever falling off there, being damaged, snatched, or anything like that. My phone is safe and out of the way. So everything that's on my phone will be screen shared onto the new unit. And there is tons of adjustment on the actual bracket itself. See, I've got mine mounted like this, but the actual versatility of that ball mounting bracket is really, really good. So yeah, really pleased with that. Right, it's time to undo the wiring loom itself and get that down the bike. So there you have it, all installed. Really impressed with the precision of that screen, and it looks absolutely great. One more job to do in a minute is peel that plastic off. We'll do that in a second. But all the wires from that, the 4 wires that come out the back of the unit, I've kept them tucked all the way down here. Fit them all in the plastic, because you've got to accept that when you fit a unit like this, there is going to be wires on display. There's, say, quite a few coming off the back of the screen, but I've done a pretty decent job of tidying out the way. Those wires come down under the plastic, under this panel, under the tank towards the battery, so the connection's done there. Got the rear camera mounted in that position. Already had a hole there which I drilled from the previous camera. That's just on the 3M sticky pad that comes with it, so that was nice and easy to install. That wire comes all the way through the seat unit, again back up towards the unit on the connections. Got the front camera mounted there, again same position as my last one, and that wire just tucks up under the screen, goes down. I've hid it under a panel down there. So I've hid all the wires the best I can. The connections themselves, they're foolproof. You can't get them wrong. They're all labeled. So installing this kit is really nice and straightforward. And it's taken me about 45 minutes to get that screen on and the cables all tucked away. Connection on my bike. So you had the ground connection with the kit, the positive, which is the yellow. They go onto the battery. The red wire that was on the kit comes up here, and that's connected to my, on this case, my rear light. So that wire is only live when the ignition's on. I had that spliced in as part of the other kit. Some bikes, like Louise's CB500, have an accessory port on the fuse box. So it's just a case of popping that wire into that. But you need to follow the instructions to wire it, because every bike will be different. And the same with running the wires, every bike is different. So I haven't done a how-to video on how to install. That's just how I've installed it. You follow the instructions and you can do it yourself. But really, really pleased with how the unit looks. All the brackets feel nice and sturdy. That's just screwed into the same position as my last one. Nice and sturdy on there with that camera, and same with the rear one. And again, the bracket that comes with the unit itself is very, very sturdy. I'm really pleased with that metal bracket there. So just one last job to do before we take it out on the road and switch the unit on and give it a test, is to peel this lovely bit of plastic off. And there we have it, the unit in all its glory. Okay, first impressions out on the road. I've come around some country lanes on purpose because I know these are really bumpy. So I'll give that bracket a really good test and so far it's held up absolutely fantastic. If there's any bounce on there, that's actually on the bracket it's attached to on the bike. It's very, very sturdy, and the position of this screen for me is absolutely spot on. It's exactly what I wanted. If you ride some of the GS's or the Africa Twin, their heads-up display is quite high. It's about there, and it's there for a reason, because I want to be able to see the sat nav. Like I said before, I was looking down, so every time I want to check the sat nav, and I was taking my eyes off the road. Now I've got clear vision everywhere. That thing's all it's blocking is my screen, which I couldn't see out of anyway. It's so distorted you can't see out the screen. So I'm looking straight down the road, as well as keeping an eye on my sat nav. My eyes are hardly moving. So with that 7-inch screen and its position, that is going to be a game changer for me. It's going to be really, really good. Now we're only going to do a few miles today. I'm going to be testing this unit out over a few months. This is going to be my permanent unit on the bike now for all our touring this year. So if you stick with the channel, I will keep you constantly updated on any issues I have with it, or let you know how happy I am with it. You can't do a full review just by going around the block, but we can get a good idea of what it's like. And I'm going to say, we're going to pull over in a minute and just go through some of its settings, but on the face of it, I am 100% happy with that. 100% happy. Whoa, not with that bump, I'm not. Right, let's pull up in the shade and we'll run through its settings quickly, and that'll be a good look at the Carpride 702 Plus. Okay, let's have a quick look at the unit. We'll switch it on from ignition. Now it's worth noting with this unit, it can be plugged in with a USB from underneath. You don't have to do all that wiring jazz that I just did in the garden to wire it in permanently. But that does, in my opinion, leave it slightly vulnerable to being stolen. So if it's just wired in with the USB and you can take it off, that doesn't stop anybody else wanting to take it off. So I prefer to have it permanently wired in, so all that wiring loom is kind of part of the unit. But if you are going to wire it with the USB and go into your little charger like I've got down here, I'll suggest you take that off and put it in your back box or in your bag when you get off, because it does leave itself vulnerable to being pinched. Anyway, let's turn the ignition on and see the start-up screen on that. So it comes up with the Carpride. Got the support website there, which is quite cool. Hopefully I won't need it. Okay, device starting. This whole thing takes about 10 seconds, and that's it, we're in. So that's the main home screen you're going to get, and because it's connected to my phone, this will automatically flick over and connect to my Android setting, which is exactly what it's doing now. So I haven't got to touch that. My phone is in the back box and it's just connected straight into my sat nav and all my phone settings. So that's great. I haven't had to touch anything. All I've had to do is turn the ignition on, sat nav's come up, I've typed in an address, away we go. So while it's in the Android link, you can just come down here, little button in the corner, so you can see that's the screensaver on my phone, so everything is mirrored. There's our little Louise there, and then you can come out and then you've got your maps, Spotify, you've got your phone music, you can just do everything from up here. I'm using my gloves here, you can see, so everything is tactile. So from the Android screen you can get access to everything. Plus we've got the switch down here which we put on earlier, and that's going to get me back into home just by clicking that home button, or I can make a phone call by clicking the phone button without actually touching the screen. So that's really good. So starting from the left over here, obviously you've got your home button there. Up here you've just got all your saved screens that you've been looking at. Settings here, if you hit it once you get the settings for your linking. If you hold it down you get then all the settings for the device itself. It's worth going through the instructions because you can then work all that out yourself. It's not too difficult. I've now connected it to my Wi-Fi at home, so when we are at home we can put all our offline maps on, save using Google Maps and eating up our data. We can set the route at home on the Wi-Fi, that will download it onto the SD card, and then away we go. And if we do want to adjust that route when we're out on this unit, which is fantastic, I can actually hotspot that from my phone. So we can always give it internet, so we're not always having to use Google Maps all the time and keeping our data eaten up. So I'm going to turn it off for a minute, but yeah, it is on Wi-Fi. And again, Bluetooth is so easy to set up. You just hit the Bluetooth button, choose the Carpride on your phone, it will link, job done. It's that easy. So you can go back there, and on the screen itself there's a little toggle switch which you can move around. This little white toggle switch, I'd just leave it out there. Every time you hit that, it's going to give you the option to go home. And then you've got your brightness with that toggle switch, so I can adjust my brightness like that. I can do the volume on my speakers, and again I can just go back home, and that's it. On the main home screen, the Carpride home screen, obviously I've got my music there, so I can control that from the screen. I haven't got to touch my phone whatsoever. I've got my sat nav there, so if I just touch that, it's going to take me into the settings for the sat nav, the inbuilt sat nav. I've got to work out how to change that to miles an hour. I'm not sure how to do that yet, but I will work that out. You've got your mobile internet, audio output. Over here is the tyre pressures, which actually in this kit I was a little bit surprised that they didn't come with the tyre pressure Bluetooth caps for the wheels, which I've had previous. So I know it can have them, so you press that button there, it'll give you all your live tyre pressures. However, the unit didn't come with the TMS cap, so I'm going to have to get onto Carpride and see if I can buy those separately. But it's obviously got the feature to have them, but yeah, not in the box, so I'll have to have a look at that. But really, the two main things I want to use this unit for are the heads-up display for the sat-nav and for the cameras. Now, the cameras that come with this kit are really, really good. So there's the rear camera there. If I go to the back of the, if you can see there, that's a very clear picture, and I can see right down to the car park up there. If I get back on the bike and swipe to the left or the right, again there's my front camera, so you can see, there's my hand in front, I can clearly see the cars all up there, and I can actually read that number plate on the lorry that's just turning right. So the cameras, on an insurance point of view, or just to prove something that's happened either in front or behind to you, your friend, or somebody else, is an invaluable bit of kit. So that's the main reason I wanted one of these units for that. And again, apart from listening to my music, I'm only really going to use this for my sat-nav. So just for the heads-up display, so I know where I'm going. Really, really pleased with the unit. It looks great, it feels great. The display's great. It's going to take me a little while to get around all of its settings and functions, but on the whole, I am dead chuffed with this Carpride 702 Plus. Really, really pleased. Okay, I'm going to head home now, so I'm going to put a bit of music on, and all I've got to do is pop it into Android. Got my sat nav there, easy as that. Away we go. So don't forget, if you are looking at one of these products, there is a link in the description where you can go over and get yourself a discount. In the meantime, if you haven't hit that subscribe button and you would like to see more of this screen and how it gets on, subscribe to our channel. We'll be doing lots of tours this year, where hopefully this will be a bit of a game changer for me. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.